Jason Shaw. Boing, boing. Jumping up and down. Absolutely joyous, the Scot. And with every justification. He's defeated Jason Shaw in a very high-quality contest.
Mosconi Cup champion.
This championship is being played with the new Aramith tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith Ranger of Ball and cue cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
Unbelievable finish to the 25th anniversary of the Mosconi Cup, and the Team USA, well, they're going to celebrate long into the...
Mosconi Cup champion.
Get it all, we gon' get it all. Got the vision in our scopes, gonna stumble, gonna fall. Can't give up is what we made for, try again and we gon' ball. Get it all, we gon' get it all. Get it all, we gon' get it all.
Good evening and welcome to the Party Poker Mosconi Cup press conference. We are live here at the Ricoh Arena in Coventry, and it is the night before the big main event. We are live on Sky Sports Mix here in the UK tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. and DAZN in the States. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our teams. To my left, in the red corner, the defending champions, Team USA, and to my right, in the blue corner, the challengers, Team Europe. Alex Laley, you are here as, excuse me, you are here as the challenger for Team Europe. It's the first time that you're coming in this year. How's it been different? How have the days been with the team this year?
Well, in here or even before, well, you know...
Forget about before, we'll talk about here.
Exactly, it's all about tomorrow, kickoff at 6:30. But days here are perfect. You know, we're building up, we had a lot of fun, and now we can feel the intensity building in the room. The guys are hungry, ready to go. It's still a long way, it's 24 hours, but we can't wait.
The event's changed a lot since you captained in 2008, 2009. More activities, probably more tension. How has that changed for you as the captain?
Well, it's still, you know, it's still about being with the players and working with champions, and that was the same 12 years ago. So I'm really not thinking too much about social media and what other people might think of it. Right now, for the next couple of days, it's Carl, me and the team, and working for one goal.
They've obviously, Team Europe have had a different captain the last 5 years, Marcus Shamet. What have you done differently this year to get Team Europe the win?
Well, I don't want to analyze the work that Marcus has done. I just know that I've done what I tend to do with players, and that's to give them attention and a lot of process and a lot of work, a lot of talking. You know, it's you got to put the hours in, and it has to be quality at the same time.
Alex, are you the right person to get the win for Team Europe?
What do you think? That's like a rhetorical question.
Well, hopefully I've done my job right in getting you in, so hopefully you do.
No, we're ready.
Jeremy, defending champions. Different situation the last couple of years. You were the vice captain. Now you've come into the helm as such. Everything pressure on your shoulders. How are you doing this differently this year?
Well, I think it's just been a different year in its own, to a sense. All these guys would normally be playing a lot of tournaments all over the world. I think the asset I was the last couple of years was mildly forming these guys for that table out there and the situations, and kind of getting them, to their even keel best for each one of them, and some technical stuff as well. But I think more of the mental side, and along here we've, tried to improve every day, which I think we have, and kind of the same sense when it comes to the Cup. Of course, we want to start off with a great day one, but we want to improve every day as well, and kind of what we did in the last 2 years. So very similar.
How's it been the last couple of days with the team coming in? Any jet lag or anything like that? Any difficulties you've faced so far?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some of that, but I think I referenced it yesterday that, we're kind of a no excuses team. I'm sure it'll come up tonight that we lost Justin, unfortunately, and after him being ranked #1 in the points before the COVID. So, there's been a few adjustments, but I'm super proud of these guys. I'm super proud of Corey coming in. He's been great so far, and just like the rest of the guys, I expect greatness the next 4 days.
Now, there's no secret that Johan played a big part in the last couple of years for Team USA. Obviously, he's not part of the team for this year. Is there anything that you might be missing from him as such, or do you think like you've got it covered? Yeah, I mean,
He's not in the building. There's 10 great players. There's 4 great captains. Johan, he did his job, and now it's time for us to do our job without him. And I don't think these guys have any problem with it.
I'm going to pass it to Skylar Woodward. Just a slight reflection from 2019. Obviously, you were the MVP, the winning 9-ball, and it was in front of your family there in Las Vegas in the United States. Was that one of the biggest moments in your career?
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, winning Mosconi Cup's unbelievable, but, just being MVP is great, of course, just knowing I did everything I could, help my team, and being on home soil was amazing to win it there, too.
So everyone talks about you as the 2-time MVP. Do you find that's more pressure on your shoulders going into tomorrow? No pressure. I'm just one guy out of 5 of us on the team playing, So, no, I'm not. No pressure on me because I got 4 guys behind me, so I'm not sweating it.
He ain't missed the ball since he grew the mullet.
Josh, I'm going to come to you just to talk about 2019. Obviously, you showed a lot of emotion on that final match, and effectively it was the losing match for the team. How do you come back from that, and how does it feel?
I mean, a good player comes back from playing bad or doing something wrong. I analyzed that match. I have to say, Skylar just played awesome against me. He deserved the MVP as well. As I said, I analyzed the match. I think my mindset has to be different now. So I will change something, and the killer mode will be on tomorrow.
And is that something that you guys do, watch the matches back, analyse it and see what you can do differently?
I think most of them did, Alex and Carl. They gave us some input of that, so we worked on that and we are prepared.
You've mentioned before that you like to be the one to go out there and play. Have you asked the captain to be the first one out there for tomorrow?
That's not my thing. The captains do their job, and I think they do it really well.
I'm going to pass the mic to Carl. So, moving away from 2019, we're going to talk a little bit about 2020 and the planning that's gone behind it. It's obviously a new event. You've been at the last 2 years for the Mosconi Cup as one of the pundits. What's it like switching from that mode into Team Europe as such?
Well, to be fair, obviously, like last year when USA won, I was kind of like plugging for the captain's job. But having seen what's gone on, I'd have been a like horrific captain. To be fair, I've like learnt so much from Alex, and seeing what he does and the knowledge he's got. Yeah,
I think if we want Team Europe to lose, we'd put you in as captain.
Cheers.
That
I'm
would
just
probably be the
I'm just a
time.
zookeeper.
But talk us through the planning for this year. What's been different? What's been going on leading up to tomorrow?
Yeah, just a good mindset, and we've looked back at the last 2 years. Obviously, we know USA are a lot stronger from like sort of when I was playing many moons ago, and Skylar was a bit slimmer back then. And America are a proper team now. You know what I mean? They gel great. Obviously, I've been a pundit for the last 2 years, and I've watched the guys play from America, and you can just sense they're a proper team, and that's what we've tried to instill in the boys.
Well, you've said you've been obviously watching the last couple of years. What's been different from Alex as opposed to Marcus?
Marcus don't like me, and Alex does. That's basically it.
Serious answer?
That is a serious answer. No, I mean...
You're a snake?
Say again?
Does that mean you're a snake?
Snake in the grass, pal.
Wait, there's grasses.
The grasses. Hold on, the grasses.
Serious answer? What's different? What's Alex bringing to the table that Marcus perhaps wasn't?
Just he's a different man at the end of the day, and this year's 7v7, not 7v5.
Okay. Before I head over to Joey Gray and talk through the planning, would you like to introduce him?
No. That's Joey Exotic. You might have the cup, but we've got your tiger, pal.
Joe Exotic for sure, baby. Don't worry. But I'll tell you what, man, I'd definitely be a funny guy and have some jokes if I had a radio face like that. That's for damn sure.
Silly man.
Radio face.
Joey, you're obviously from Oklahoma. Are you the real life Joey Exotic?
Well, I'm definitely a fun guy, but Joe Exotic's a different breed. Don't worry. We're crazy from Oklahoma. You start playing around, we get a little crazy. Doesn't matter. We kill tigers, but it looks like we're gonna have to kill some Europeans. I think. I don't know.
It's your first Mosconi Cup.
Yeah, chill out a bit. Just relax, pal.
Hey, man.
Your first
Too many times in the gym, I guess.
Everyone knows you work out, Joey. I think you go on about it now.
Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, I work out.
It's your first Mosconi Cup.
It's all about the dad bod, pal. Forget the muscles.
Yeah. Dad bod gets the money, right?
It's pool, not Mr. Olympia. Relax.
Hey. If I lose, at least I look good doing it. That's for damn sure.
Joey, it's your first Mosconi Cup. I think when we announced you earlier on in the year, and I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, but a lot of people didn't really know who you were. But obviously JJ trusts in you and thinks you'll bring something to the team. Enlighten us all on what you are bringing to the team for this year.
I'm bringing to the team, I'm really close with all the guys. We've been friends for years and competed multiple times. I really think that my passion and my drive, and they all know how hard I work on my body. Working out and doing the things I do physically. You know what I mean?
We know.
Oh, wait, I told you I worked out. No, honestly, all about it. It's being mentally strong, and I pushed myself doing marathons, doing things like that, and bringing that to the team on that aspect. I feel like just trying to motivate the guys is really where Jeremy was at with that.
I think all jokes aside, even in situations like this year, there's a lot of pressure on mental health and things like that, but being able to go out and work out and get your mind set, that's definitely something that, brings the best out of people.
Oh, yeah, clearing your head and just, having a lot of fun. Really, I'm serious when it comes to training and stuff like that, but really just having a good time with the guys.
So the question on everyone's lips really is there any beef between you and Carl Boys? Something about him trying to steal your woman or something?
Oh, yeah, Carl thinks he's slick, but, I don't really care about beef like that. Sometimes you just don't like the way somebody looks is pretty much what it is, So I saw Carl one time and it just kind of ruffled my feathers.
That's not what she said.
Well, hey, how's it taste is all I know.
Okay. So
Emily, do you want to stroke me tiger?
No, thank you. Okay, I'm going to come back to Josh. So pass the mic, please, Carl. Everyone's really concerned about you here. How are you coping without Pia?
I'm good. Don't worry.
Lots of FaceTimes?
Yep.
Okay. Look, you're a fast-paced player. Is the Mosconi Cup, the perfect format for you? Do you feel confident going out there tomorrow?
I think any tournament is perfect for me.
Nice long-winded answers there for you. Is there some rivalry between you and Shane Van Boening with the whole King situation last year?
I think there's no rivalry at all. I'm the only good player there.
Okay, so is there another player in your sight, i.e. MVP Skylar Woodward?
Well, if the matchup is there, I'm ready to play. That's for sure.
Skylar, are you ready to tackle on Josh Filler?
I mean, yeah, we already seen what happened once. I mean, it can happen again.
Is it gonna end in tears?
We will see.
You're going to have to speak up over there. I can't hear y'all with the party going on in the back here.
Skylar, I'm going to pass the mic to Corey. So, Corey, obviously, you've come in as a last-minute replacement to Justin Bergman, who obviously had a positive COVID test before he flew out here.
Negative.
Do you feel at some sort of disadvantage coming in last minute?
Well, I've been playing all year a little bit here and there. I mean, I haven't played as many tournaments as we could have been playing, but I've played quite a few in practice, so I feel okay. It was a little unexpected, and I was super happy about it, but, sorry Justin couldn't make it. He's a solid player to have on the team also, so I played with him before, and so hats off to him. Hopefully he gets better soon.
And obviously we're lucky to have you here, Corey. You're such an experienced player when it comes to the Mosconi Cup and so many events in pool. Do you feel like you're very confident going into tomorrow with no crowd? How was it in comparison to before?
I have no idea what it's going to be like because we've always played with a crowd. So I think I talked about, how loud it was going to be between shots, and everybody says, well, it's just nobody's going to be saying anything. So I don't know what's going to be like, but it'll be interesting for sure. Different atmosphere and see how everybody does.
All I hear people talk about is how you try and figure out the break at every tournament. We had it in the US Open and we changed the entire break rule just for you, so you didn't figure it out. It's obviously something that you're extremely experienced with. Is that something that you've been working on the last couple of days? Have you figured it out?
I've been practicing my break, working with these guys. Shane's obviously got it down pretty good, and the break rules change. There's some break lobbyists out there that lobby for the rules, and so I guess I'll have to figure this one out. It seems like the rackers are they'll be racking them okay. We got a nice USA racker, I know that. The European racker is a snooker referee. Yeah, that. So I don't know how he'll do, but we'll see.
Don't worry, he'll be fine. Otherwise, he won't come back again. Look, the format of the event is obviously a little bit different. It's race to 5, so shorter races. Who do you think this favours more?
Well, race to 5. I think it's got to favor us. I think a short race, just getting off to a good start, and if we can get the best of the break, that'll help. So it's a breaker's game, 9-ball. So we'll see how we do.
Jason, we'll pass the mic back. So I arrived here in Coventry a few days ago, and I got to my hotel room, and I was looking through social media as I do, and saw something quite different, as I haven't seen on the build-up before. And I quote, this was from you to Shane Van Boening: "At least my team are not full of snakes or grasses. You're only good on big pockets. Plus, tell me who won the last big international events," with a Europe flag emoji. "You are washed up, too old, and too many better players than nowadays." I won't repeat the rest of it, so it was a little bit mean. But
Should
talk
go
to
ahead.
us. Talk to us about why snakes.
Well, I'll keep that private. That's something I've got inside me.
I think Team USA want to know.
We definitely want to know.
I don't need to know. A few of them already know. That's something I've got inside me. So you'll see this week.
At least I'm not the only one that does it. I know you do too.
Yeah, but listen, don't worry.
Everybody knows. Everybody does it.
Don't worry. It's personal, so I'm going to keep it personal, and we'll see when the time comes when we're going to play.
I think if you're going to keep it personal, don't put it on Facebook.
Well,
'Cause
that
now
was down to having a little dig at them, just to show them that I already know.
Okay. Well, moving
What's going on, like? I missed.
I feel like I didn't even know what happened.
I want to know, like, come on, tell them.
Look, it's no secret that you usually get pumped up by the crowd.
Yep.
I think everyone sort of looks at you as the person, as the entertainer. You always walk down the stairs with the flag, you know, the eagle mask and things like that. I've been in the arena. Obviously, our job is to make it atmospheric at the end of the day and to make it exciting for you guys, but it is going to be totally different. Do you think you're at a disadvantage?
No, I think it's actually good for me because the first couple of games I'm still pumped up and my adrenaline's pumping, so I don't feel like I'm really settled the first game or two, and I'm still kind of like, you know, like I said, pumped up. So I think it's going to help all of us because we're used to playing in tournaments where there's like two people sat there and nobody making any noises, no music, no nothing. So I think we're going to come 100% focused on the table, and you'll see tomorrow when it starts, we'll all be 100% focused.
Okay. Skylar, I'm just going to come back to you because you were a little bit shocked by the whole snake comment because you thought that you were all pals. Were you a bit surprised by it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
Do you know anything we don't?
I'm just confused. I don't know how we're all snakes over here. I got a team full of snakes. He's calling out all of us as snakes. I don't know who's a snake over here.
I think the only one's Chris. Maybe he wasn't even in the team, so got to leave him out of it.
So is it Tyler related or?
Yeah, I think he's in there with them.
Interesting.
He might have been the snake in the camp.
Well, why are you calling them snakes for? Tyler's not even sat here.
Yeah, well, I've just thought I'd say
He's a gardener snake.
He'll be watching.
Skylar, do you think that maybe, obviously, Team Europe are an extremely strong team. I mean, Filler even turned around to you and said that you played so impressively last year. Do you think that maybe there are too many sort of big characters over in Team Europe's camp?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it in every sport. You can have a team of too many good players, and just it doesn't work out. You got to have the right gel. You know, you got to have the right people. I mean, only time will tell to see how they gel together. Which, I mean, of course, they're a great team. They got their best players. They got their best five for sure. But we'll see who's the better team. You know, come Friday, for sure.
I'm going to go over to Kachi.
Hello.
Hello. Is this your time to shine at the Mosconi Cup?
Oh, come on. Why, you didn't like my performance last year?
Well, you weren't MVP and you didn't win, so is it your time?
It doesn't matter. Sometimes you play good, you still lose. So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with my performance last year. We didn't win, but I didn't do much wrong. So, like I said in the earlier interview, it's just a couple of silly mistakes, like little ones who cost us all the Mosconi Cup. So, yeah, I mean, I'm ready to shine.
What have you been working on in particular the last couple of days with Alex in the practice room?
We've been working a lot in double matches to try to communicate better maybe because I don't really play much doubles. Like Albania, we don't have many players there, so mostly I spend time playing by myself. And yeah, it's been a lot of talking, a lot of practicing, and we are ready to take off tomorrow.
And so everyone has been talking about that you're such a strong team this year, like it's a huge lineup for Team Europe. Have you noticed that from obviously the last 2 years that you've been playing, how it's obviously changed?
Every year we had the Team Europe always a strong team. It doesn't matter if you lose or win, it's always going to be a nice and good team. But yeah, this year we are really strong team, and I think we're taking the trophy back this year.
So first session is tomorrow at 6:30. If you were the first one up there, who would you like to go to war with from the red camp?
Any of them, doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm going to come over to you, to Shane. Where are you sat?
Hello.
There. Look, you hold loads of titles. You're hugely respected in the pool industry. Huge player. And is there any reaction to Shaw there? Has it got you pumped up? Are you ready to beat Team Europe?
Oh, I'm ready every year. I've been playing for 13 years on the Mosconi Cup, and, you know, I'm always trying the best I can do to win for my team. And, you know, we had a rough 9 years, and then the last couple of years, I just changed, you know. So changed my mindset and, you know, try to help my team and try to do the best I can do. So Mosconi Cup is not easy. I mean, there's so much pressure, and got millions of people watching, and atmosphere is just unbelievable. So, I mean, it's really tough to play, and it's not easy.
And in those previous years, did you find that you had more pressure on yourself as an individual instead of the team?
In the last couple of years, no. I mean, it's just, you know, I guess it's part of your life that, you know, the older you get, you can become a better player, and you can learn a lot of things, and that's how you become better players.
In comparison to the last couple of years, is this the most confident you feel about Team USA with the players you have?
In the last couple of years. I mean, this year I've been working hard in the last week, and
What's the there?
We had a rough year for all of us, and
He's been fishing the rest of the year, boys. Don't worry. He only needs 1 week to beat you guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to change nothing much. So we had a rough year for all of us, and no tournaments. What can we do? You know.
I'm going to come over to Fedor.
Yes.
Fedor, sorry.
I'm not Fedor, I'm Fedor.
Look, you're the world champion. This is your first Mosconi Cup. How are you finding it so far?
Well, I'm feeling very excited. You know, I'm just waiting for tomorrow, and we'll see what happens.
You seem to be a very strict individual player. What's it been like with the team upstairs the last couple of days? It's quite a relaxed atmosphere. Is it a bit different for you?
Well, not really. We all are pretty much the same. We're all champions, you know, we're all on the same vibe. So I find it very interesting for me, you know, and not really much big difference when we're playing doubles. You know, everyone is playing their own game, and we don't even need to speak with, you know, when it's tough, of course, when then we ask what to do,
You've obviously been involved in so many different tournaments. You've even been in our World Pool Masters event, our World Cup of Pool. You've done the World Championship and you've won that. So many different games, but I don't think you've really experienced the real live arena pressure of the Mosconi Cup. Are you nervous tomorrow?
No, I have no clue how it looks like. I mean, like I said, I'm just feeling very excited and just ready to go there and play.
Okay. Chris Robinson. I'm just going to spin a little bit.
What's up, Emily?
Look, there's a lot of talk about you replace. Look, if you're going to say something, at least say it into the mic instead of sniggering behind my back.
They're a bunch of snakes.
No, what he said is, Fedor went, I felt nervous, and Jason wait till tomorrow.
Chris, there's obviously a lot of talk about you coming into the team.
Right.
There was a winning team from last year. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be the same 5 guys. Obviously, it hasn't. JJ and Joey brought you in, and even Jeremy said it himself. He was so confident to bring yourself into the team. Has that given you more encouragement or motivation heading into the Mosconi Cup, all of the Tyler, Chris talk?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of top USA players that deserve this spot and deserve, you know, to be on the team. And I think the whole making it out to be just me and Tyler thing is kind of, I don't know, because the first year, 2 years ago we won, then we traded out a piece, and then we won again, and we traded out another piece, and we'll see what happens this year. I don't know.
Well, obviously there are many more USA players that could potentially make the team. So tell us why you deserve to be sitting there as opposed to any of them.
Well, I'm willing to listen and learn, and I think my game's only going up from here. And I go to all the tournaments in the U.S., and I'm just pool's my life, and I don't know. I'm just gonna be ready.
You've got such an experienced coach in obviously Jeremy Jones. How have you found that leading up to since you obviously were picked and the last couple of days here in the UK?
Yeah, he's helped me a lot. We did the one-on-one training with me, him, and actually Joey was there as well. And yeah, he helped me a lot with just shot selection, and just he gave me about 10, 20 years worth of experience just practicing. So it's pretty awesome.
There's a little bit of disrespect probably towards Joey as to what he brings to the team from Team Europe or maybe Carl's side. Does he help you at all on when you're upstairs and you're in the practice room?
Yeah, he helps me a lot. He puts on this weird front sometimes, but he's a good guy. He's a good coach, and he knows what he's talking about for sure.
Just confirmed your spot there for
Everybody out there?
Albin.
He works out.
Oh, and Joey works out, by the way. If you guys didn't know.
Albin, are you the missing link that Team Europe has needed?
Well, I played in a team 2 years ago and we lost, so I'm not sure about that. Of course, I mean, it's a different team this year. We're, I think, much stronger than 2 years ago. But, of course, it's going to be tough to say without the audience and everything, so we'll find out in 4 days.
Talk to us about your game at the moment. How are you feeling? You in stroke? How's it upstairs?
Fine so far, I would say. Of course, it's different in the practice room than in the arena, but it's actually quite sad that even Federer doesn't get the things learned. From when you're standing on the chairs, 2,000 people are cheering for you, or even for both of the players. So that's going to be different, and I never had that before. I feel like it's playing like a Euro Tour final, but we're going to be ready for that.
What is it that Team Europe have that Team USA do not?
I would say a world champion.
Okay. Alrighty then. I'm going to switch over. Billy?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Look, you're known as the heart and soul of the teams. Everyone talks about how you fire everyone up. You're the passionate one. You get everyone going. But at the end of the day, it's about what happens out there on the felt. So what are you bringing to the team this year?
Don't leave me a bank, boys. Do not leave me a bank.
His mullet's one thing. It's coming.
No, I think, I think what have I been here? 3 years now. It's my 4th year. I'm feeling more and more confident every single year. So I'm just gonna go out there and just learn what just go out there and take what Jeremy and Joey has taught me, especially when I went and practiced with them or whatever, and just take it out there. And it's a race to 5. So I don't care if they're world champions or not. It don't scare me one bit.
And how are you playing?
I'm playing pretty good. I think we've had one tournament this year, and I got 2nd. So I guess playing all right. I was the first place loser, but, it happens.
What's it like, obviously, having no tournaments? You just have to sort of practice at home. How do you get that motivation?
Them. I mean, they kind of motivate me, of course. Okay. Jeremy and Joey motivate me. Skylar's mullet motivate me. Everything. Just everything. Match room. The whole entire, I was just happy to be here for the event, with it going on still, because obviously I don't know, after this, I don't know what we're going to do. I guess we're all going to have to go fishing with Shane, because that's the only thing to do. We ain't got no tournaments, so.
You've mentioned the race to 5. And we obviously spoke to Corey about the break. Has anyone sort of mastered the break upstairs? Is that what you've been practicing on quite a bit?
Yeah, I think we're all breaking pretty well, actually. So, I mean, we're all breaking good. So we'll find out tomorrow, I guess.
Team Europe aren't shy to say that they hold all the titles, and they're obviously a very strong team. I asked Skylar earlier, do you think there's too many big characters clashing there that stop them from being able to be a team like yourselves?
I don't know. That's a good question, I guess. I mean, we're just going to do us. You know, we're Team USA. We're going to be Team USA, and we're going to go out there and be ourselves, and we're going to win for the third year in a row.
And what do you guys have that Team Europe do not?
Mullets.
Yep. Well, that's the awkward questions done. I was hoping I was going to get a little bit more out of you guys. But so we're going to move on to the lineups, because both captains have submitted their team sheets for tomorrow. And so I know everyone is eager to know who's versus who at 6:30 tomorrow. So obviously we're starting with the team match. I'm going to go over to Alex. Who's your first doubles pick?
Filler and Fedor.
That's Josh, Filler and Fedor, in case you didn't understand there. Very quick, Alex. And they will be playing?
Excuse me. SVB and Corey, I believe.
And the singles?
Eckland is playing singles.
Chris Robinson.
Doubles?
Albin and Shaw.
Billy and Sky.
And the last match of the evening will be?
Albin.
Against SVB.
Quite a lineup that we have there for tomorrow. I mean, we start with the team match, and then we've got a doubles pairing of Josh, Filler, Fedor versus Shane and Corey. Just quickly, for a quick reaction, you've put Corey out front with Shane. Is that because they've been working well as a doubles pairing in the last couple of days?
Well, they've been around each other a little bit lately. They played before very well, as a matter of fact. I just like it. You know, we tossed around a few things. We like getting Corey out there early. I think we had spoke about it before. You know, in the alternate situation, we wanted experience coming in. And that's probably another reason why we haven't going out for the first doubles. So.
And over to you, Alex. You've got obviously Josh and Fedor coming out. First Mosconi Cup for Fedor. What was the thinking behind that?
I could have put him anywhere. He's ready. I got 5 guys who shoot so straight. They got the cleanest cue actions. Young guys. I think it's the youngest team ever. But their billiard brain is like huge. So I could have put Fedor in the singles, in the second doubles, anywhere. You know, he's good. We're good.
Albin, we're going to be finishing the evening with you against Shane. You feeling pumped up?
Yeah, of course. It's my first time playing the last singles on the first day. It was always like kind of that match, I would say, in the whole Mosconi Cup. I think it was always Darren against Shane, and then it was Jason against Shane. So it's kind of an honor to finally play that kind of match.
And Kachi, you're obviously going to be coming out and playing the rookie as such, Chris Robinson. Are you going to eat him alive?
Yes.
And
just like in Vegas.
Yeah, you beat me there, but tomorrow is tomorrow.
1 for 1.
Yeah, we can bet 50K for the final.
No side bets, thanks. Jason, you and Albin against Skylar and Billy. They've obviously it's the mullets versus yourself and Albin. You look like you're ready to go to war.
Yeah, I'm ready. Everything's, I'm laying it all on the line this week. I'm never been prepared so much in my life for this, and I'm ready.
Okay. Well, there you have it. There's the lineups. We are going to hand over some questions here. I know we've got Michael McMullen, who is one of our commentators for Sky Sports for this week. We're going to hand to you, Michael, for any questions.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question of both Alex and Jeremy. The team match over the years, it's very interesting how often the winners of that team match have actually ended up holding the Mosconi Cup at the end of the week. It's very rarely gone the other way. So could I get a comment from you both, perhaps, about the importance of that opening team match, about getting some momentum and energy into your side straight away?
Well, I was a spectator at a few of the Mosconis in the 2000 teens in Vegas. And, you know, Europe went on a run, and it seemed like they won that team match. Just like, almost like we, for a long time, really mastered the singles whenever I played. Now we're better at the doubles. You know, you get trends. The last 2 years, I believe in 18, we lost the team match and went on to win. And then last year, we won the team match and went on to win. So, I mean, you know, numbers on something that runs 25 years, you're going to start to see some trends no matter what it is. You know, this thing's going to go 100 years. You're going to see, maybe you ask the opposite question here in 10 years to where whoever loses the team match for some reason, it's a jinx. But no matter what, I think both teams want to go out there with a 1-0 lead.
I think in 10 years' time, we're going to be looking at crowds of 5,000 onwards, which will be fantastic. Sorry.
Well, what about that for you then, Alex? How do you see that? I mean, if you win the team match, it means everyone on your team has contributed to a point already, so it must give you some momentum
I'd
if you
like
can
to
do it.
suggest that if we win the team match, that we stop counting and we've won the cup. Wouldn't that be a good idea?
Well, no, because we wouldn't have our 4 days of an event.
No, it's just like Jeremy said, that's about numbers. But the truest thing that you said was about energy and momentum. It's about grabbing that as early as you can and power your way to victory from there.
Corey, a question for you, because you've, I guess, been the big story of the last few days, the fact that you got the late call-up. If you could just tell us something about just how excited you were when you got that unexpected call, and what it's been like trying to prepare for an event as big as this at such short notice.
Yeah, well, you know, luckily I've been playing a little bit, so that helps out. But, yeah, I was on my way back from Vegas, and I got a call, and, you know, just hopped right on the plane, got over here, and I put in about 8 or 10 hours every day. So, yeah, so I'm doing my best to get ready, and I'm starting to feel pretty good. So,
and as I said there, you've been the story of the last few days coming into it. I guess in the months before that, maybe Chris, you were the big story as the newcomer in the side. What's the experience been like so far about being around all these experienced Mosconi Cup players?
Oh, I've definitely gained a lot of knowledge from all of them. It's been a great experience, and you know, we're all pretty close outside of this anyway. So, you know, I don't know, it's kind of awesome.
It's been everything you hoped it would be, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And Albin, if I could just come to you there, as we said, you're going to be playing such an important role on this opening day. Fantastic record over the last few years. You've also done so well in the World Cup. Is there something about being part of a team that brings out the best in you psychologically?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's. I think the team has never been that strong, especially with the names. If you look at the titles that they won the past years, it seems like they won everything. So it's a big honor for me to be in the team. I think the chance was much bigger for me to be in a team with 4 wild cards, because as we all know, it's very, very tough in Europe to qualify through the rankings.
And finally, Fedor, if I can ask you, Chris has said there it's been everything he hoped it would be, being around this team environment. Has it been the same for you as the newcomer on the European side, being with the guys over the last week?
Well, you know, it was a little different. We're not friends like close to each other outside of the table when we're playing single events, but when it comes to Mosconi Cup, we're like very close to each other, and I think we did a good job by, you know, talking to each other and knowing better what. Am I right, guys?
No one's agreeing with you.
So yeah, I think we're looking good.
Okay, that's all from me. Back to you, Emily.
I'm going to hand over to our Zoom calls, because we're all with Zoom and technology these days. I'm going to hand over to Mike Pinozo, who is eagerly waiting in the wings to ask his questions with his martini glass. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, to be fair, there's no surprises with the format this year as such. But I would like to know from the captains, how do you approach the chess match part of the lineups of playing, you know, certain pairings? Do you think of it more strictly from the standpoint of the pairings that you want out there, or do you try to guess what the other team's going to do?
Well, to be fair, and that's previously I was asked about the difference with Marcus before. You know, I'm working together with Carl, and that's such a big difference. So we can spar, we can talk, and we can analyze. Our bottom line, our reference is our team, our players. We look at how they match up together, who's compatible with who. You know, and who could do well on day 3, who could do well on day 1, more than thinking, okay, USA think that they think that we're going to put Albin on day 3 in this spot. So that's not our starting ground. We just think of our team, the psychology, and how everyone is looking on certain days.
I'd say, you know, very similar as far as we're concerned with ourselves. I've always preached to people about pool, to practice by yourself. That way you're out there by yourself. And to allude to what I think Alex was trying to say is, or was saying, you know, come day 3 or 4, you know, the first 3 days are very connected on how you can play your matches and who you can play and how many times they have to play. I think the lead and information we get along the line will give us something that Joey and I will discuss along with some of our team about day 4. But right now it's just solely about those 5 guys and getting them in the best position to not only, you know, win the lag and go on and win the match.
Thank you. I have one other question for, I'd like to address this to Chris and Fedor. I know a lot of people have talked about how it might help you that it's your first time and you're not playing in front of 3,000 fans. But by the same token, did either or both of you have a tinge of disappointment in you, knowing that your first opportunity to realize a dream of playing in Mosconi Cup is going to be without those 3,000 fans?
Go ahead, please. Well, of course, it was disappointing a little bit for me, but at the same time, I feel like I will have less pressure without the audience. And I'm used to it, you know, like Albin said, it's like playing the Euro Tour finals or...
If one more person compares the Mosconi Cup to a Euro Tour final with no crowd, you're out.
They pay like $4,000.
Well, I'm just, I'm sorry.
You know, mate.
Yeah, I'm not out.
You're still thinking about it.
Listen, fans or no fans, you're all going to absolutely brick it, believe me.
All right. Thanks.
Well, I kind of agree with what Fedor said. It's kind of a bummer that we didn't get to, you know, be immersed in the crowd and all that extra stuff that comes with it. But for now, we'll have to deal with what we have, you know, the task at hand, and, you know, we'll see what happens. I'm super excited for it, and see what happens tomorrow.
And I'm going to hand over to Mike Howerton next to ask some questions to the teams.
Question for Jeremy and Alex. Do the changes that are in place this year without the fans, does that make it easier or harder on you as being captains for the first time?
I'd say I haven't really labeled it harder or easier. I think different is probably the correct word for us anyways. You know, you can sit there and think to yourself from player to player, oh, this guy's going to do better or whatever. I've said it all along. I said it 2 years ago that I was very happy that we were in Europe to try and win our first cup in many years. I truly think the guys we have and the mentality we have achieved, the pressure, more pressure, the better. I wish there were 30,000 fans there. But, you know, these guys are going to do their job. You know, we're going to see where the chips fall and you know, hoist that cup. That's our goal.
Yeah, for me, I think it's an opportunity, and we've told the players it's an opportunity to cement their name in history because this is the 2020 COVID edition, and it's going to be a classic. I mean, nothing like it before, and hopefully nothing like it after. And Matchroom have gone out of their heads to make it like a show. I've seen what they've done in the snooker, so I know a little bit more what to expect. It's going to be great.
For Shane and Jason, you know, you guys have been there the most number of times, and you've experienced just how intense this event is. And, you know, we hear everybody having fun and everybody's being relaxed today. Does it feel any less intense this year than it has in the past without fans?
I mean, I would say to the last chance because, without no fans, I mean, it's definitely going to be different this year. I mean, it is what it is, really. I mean, I would be happy to have more people out there and, it'll be a different ball game. So, I mean, this year is just going to be different.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be different, like he said. No fans is obviously massive for the Mosconi Cup, but I think I'm going to really enjoy it this time. I really do. I really think I can lay down my full game without getting any distractions or getting involved with the crowd and getting myself too pumped up. So I think, like I said, it's a disappointment not to have them, but I'm actually looking forward to not having them. What I've watched from the snooker, it seems like the players are playing much better. They seem more focused. And that's what it's all about this week, being more focused.
Could be MVP time for you, Jason. I'm going to head over to Joey Ryan from the Pool Player podcast.
Hi, thank you, Emily. Yeah, this is a question for Jeremy. Starting a few years ago, it seemed that the United States has really been filling out its roster with some of the top younger players. Is that a conscious decision that you guys are making because of the ability maybe to handle pressure, or is it more building the program for the future?
Well, I think it builds the program for the future without even trying, first of all. Second is, I played in this many times. Sometime didn't make the team, sometime I did. But as a captain, to respect what's going on in the pool world and what should be going on in the pool world, I want to pick players that are trying to be the best in the world. I want to pick players that are trying to play all the tournaments. I want to pick players that are trying to beat those guys. And it's pretty simple. I was fortunate enough to play with many Hall of Famers whenever I played. It was the greatest thing in the world to me. But then when I really think about it, I got the guys that are putting in the effort deserve the chance. And it's pretty simple. So.
Yeah, thank you. Question for both captains. You've been working with your teams and building up to the event now for a while, and it's just hours away. What message will you have for your teams in these final hours?
Be patient. It's only 24 hours.
I mean, I'm going to have some private messages for them tomorrow, things we go over, of course. Have fun, learn from the team match, learn from your first chances at the table. Pretty simple stuff that you hear in sports a lot of times. You can't win or lose it on day one. So that's why learning is a big part. And be very conscious of what you're doing. Trust what you see, simple things,
I'm going to hand over to Nate from Cue It Up podcast.
Hey, Emily. I just want to start off by saying, first off, thank you at Matchroom so much for being able to make this event happen. Of course, Mike, and Joey and I, we cover the sport, but in the 2020 world that we live in, it's really, really hard to cover a sport that has nothing going on. And of course, the Mosconi Cup this is pool. So you guys being able to pull this off, it was amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. So I want to take my first question over to Chris and Fedor. Like I said, this is the biggest event all year long. There are going to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people watching this. Many of them are going to be very young kids that are aspiring to be like all 12 of you up on stage today. How do you give, or what advice do you give them to basically get them to where you guys are now? Since this is your first year, and I know both of you a little bit personally, you guys, this has been kind of your dream for your entire pool careers.
Hey, Nate. I think so. I think if you're young, your goal should be to be on the Mosconi Cup team. If you set this goal and you're working for this, then you're good. And the question about how I feel as a rookie, I'm ready. I don't know if there was any questions about rookie, but I'm ready.
Okay, so the two questions were, what advice would I give to a kid trying to play pool and trying to get better at pool? I'd say just keep doing it if it's what you love, and that's about it on that. Like, just figure out what you like to do and what you love to do, and just try to make it your life. And then first year, I'm ready to, but you know.
But not like me.
Not like you.
Yeah.
What is that? Make ball, run out, ha-ha.
It seems Fedor's got a little bit comfortable here. You were very silent
Look at him slumping
20
down in
minutes
his
ago.
chair.
Now all of a sudden.
Now I'm confident.
Oh, now you're confident.
Kicked in.
Well, he just found out that he's the currently world champion.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the rest of the question? I think that was it. I think I'm ready for this cup, and I'm ready as I can be.
Yep.
And I'm playing the best I ever have. So, you know, I'm just going to leave it all out there, and hopefully USA can bring the trophy back again.
And then my second question is going to be for Billy and Josh Filler. You guys in the past, I know I actually asked this question to you at the press conference last year in Vegas, Billy. Your guys' role has kind of been the hype man for the crowd. You do a lot of jumping around. You do a lot of, hand raising. You really like to engage with the fans during the commercials, during in between racks. You really like to help your crowd get involved. Without the crowd being there this year, how do you look at your role being different? And does it kind of free you up to do something different with your role on the team?
Mullet first.
I'll go first. I feel like I'm just going to go, just keep everybody positive in the practice room. If I see somebody get down on themselves because they got beat or whatever, I want them to keep their heads up because, there's always tomorrow. So we just keep everybody positive and make sure everybody's, just being themselves and doing what we do, which is rob the Europeans for the third year in a row.
From my side, it's like since I was a kid, the Mosconi Cup was my dream. Has always been a crowd. Of course, if I feel like I gotta scream, I gonna scream. You're gonna see me like acting. I don't care. I'll be ready. I don't know if there was any other question.
We're going to hand over to...
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to pie you off and hand you over to Mike Pinozzo. So one more question if you want, Nate.
I was just going to say, I guess the question was going to be, did you still see that as your role on the team to get the crowd maybe from home excited? But you kind of answered that one. So I would say you answered my question.
Okay.
Sorry, Emily.
Thanks.
Thank you. Over to Mike.
I just have one last question for the captains, and that is, it's been a number of years, maybe only once or twice in the last 15, 20 years, where a team has been able to come from behind on the last day and overcome the other team's lead. So I'm just wondering, you have to think along the lines of the possibility of you guys chasing the lead. What is your mindset in terms of coaching the team when they're behind that's different from when they're ahead?
Well, for me, in pool, and I will try and inspire the team with that, the nicest thing in pool or in any game is to come from behind. So the bad spot that you're in is actually an opportunity. I mean, to feel the fear in your opponent when you start putting heat on them is the best feeling there is. You might be trailing 8-3, but if you're making a comeback and still being down 8-6 and you see and smell and taste the fear in your opponent, that's the best feeling there is.
Really hadn't thought about that too much just because the guys I'm with, I kind of feel like I don't have to feel it. I know that they've all been behind before. They've all come from the loser side. They lost their first match in the tournament, run through the loser side to win. It's just that mentality, Mike, one ball at a time. I know those cliches, I say it all the time, those cliches sound old, but they stick around because they're so true. So, these guys are battlers. They grew up playing races to 3, races to 5 for their bankroll or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I think when it comes to adversity, I think that's the one credential that a lot of people forget about these 5 Americans.
And that's it from our Zoom calls as well. And that's it for our live press conference here. I hope you are all excited as we are. And if you can't feel it, you can cut the tension here with a knife, and it's going to be super exciting. We are live tomorrow on Sky Sports Mix at 6:30, and we are also live on DAZN in the United States. Everyone is saying Team Europe are strong on paper, but we're playing on felt at the end of the day. So who's going to win? We got Team USA in the red corner, Team Europe in the blue. Don't forget to miss us tomorrow on Sky Sports Mix.